Oh my gosh. Thank you all for tuning in today. I'm so excited to share some news with you while we wait for all of us to get ready here. Big news here at the Dirty Dice Club. We're partnering with Eldritch Foundry to make all our minis for a shared collaborative project coming up here. But you're lucky because you can check it out now. You can go to eldritchfoundry.com. It's in right here. You can use DDC Live for 15% at your checkout and get all your favorite minis. If you get their Eldritch Unlimited account, you can make unlimited minis, download the STL files, print them off. So check them out. They're awesome. They're going to be a huge partner for us as we continue to grow. So make sure you check them out. Give them some love. Give us some love. Hit our link so you can help support us. Use that coupon code at checkout and give us some love so we can keep this thing going. We got great things coming up here. So be ready. We got a great show for you guys. I'm so excited. So we're going to get jumping into it here in just a few seconds. All right.
Hey,
Alex, your camera's missing, but that's okay. We're waiting on Dayton anyways here. Thanks everyone for joining us back in. Mark, thank you.
Hello.
You're looking
hello.
handsome as always. I love the suspenders this time. A little switch up. I mean,
and they're not cutting off my left arm.
Oh, Dayton, my man.
There he is.
Oh,
all right.
yes.
Let me
All
see if I
right.
can fix this.
How you doing today,
Well,
Dayton?
Just in the nick of a time.
Yay, right on time as always.
Classic Tin Man.
We were just gonna wait for Alex's camera which literally stopped working for 1 second before we went live. But Mark, take us away here.
Yes, while we let Alex do that, we'll introduce him last. So, so welcome to our Spelljammer campaign. There he is. He's back. We are running a heavily modified Light of Xerxes campaign off the back of a heavily modified Spelljammer Academy.
Yeah.
I am your DM. I am DM Mark.
Woo!
I will be your purveyor through this story today. With me, I have Matt.
Thank you. My name is Matt Roberts. I'm playing Velen Yosai, as always, the club's Astral Elf. Boy, I'm so excited for this episode, guys. I've been thinking about it like so much the last few weeks, and I've had writer's block for a while. And finally, on the way home today, it all started to come together. So I'm excited. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks to our sponsor, Eldritch Foundry, for the support. We can't wait to continue growing and building a great partnership and relationship with them. Make sure you check them out. Use our coupon code.
All right. And also with us, we have Josh.
I'm Josh Robertson, and I'm playing your bug captain, General Czar.
Yeah.
And of course, as always, we have our Rootin' Tootin' Tin Man, played by Dayton.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Dayton here, playing the always delightful Tin Man. Always a little on the late side, but that's okay. He always finds his mark eventually.
Yeah, he does.
And of course, we have, at least for a little while, Scarrock.
Evening all, I'm Alex. I'm playing
That's
Sarok, your
mute in Video Ninja.
Yep,
That was an impressive entrance. I'm not gonna lie.
Damn.
Let's take that
Not
one
too
from
much
the top. Yeah.
It was for dramatic flair.
Yes.
Yeah. As I said, I am Alex. I am playing your bugbear hunter Skarok, and who knows what will happen from here?
We will certainly see. And as Matt mentioned, we have a wonderful sponsor this evening. We have Eldritch Foundry. They do fantastic minis. We've been messing a lot with their engine. They got some really cool options, including GIF.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, I
Figured that one out an hour ago.
guys,
yeah.
some of you guys work with me and we get up early to start our day. I was up to 2 a.m. making characters last night. My wife was telling me turn off the phone and go to bed. I couldn't stop. There were so many options. I had like 3 characters going at once. I'd get a little burnout, move to the next one. It's awesome. Check it out.
I mean, come on, Josh and I spent our lunch break looking at them.
Yes. They're awesome.
All right, so jumping into it previously on Echo of of the Astral Sea. The party had spent some time aboard a nautiloid and were attempting to clear it out so that way they could take it back to the Rock of Bral and potentially sell it or salvage it or ideally benefit from it in some way, shape, or form. But they realized that this wasn't going to be as easy as they thought. They made their way through part of the nautiloid, coming across a Surlon who was posing as one of the drug addicts or the people that were on the farmers that were on the nautiloid here, and it turned into a Surlon, so they attacked it. They made quick work of it, leaving Valen coated in blood. They had also come across a voice that was reaching out to them from behind a sealed door. The party gleans that behind the sealed door on the nautiloid was a Nathalga, a brain-eating aberration that seemed more interested in self-preservation than a contest. The party offered it a meal, and it withdrew to partake in its meal. Wow. Let me get a quick drink real quick. Putting the interaction behind them, they worked their way deeper into the ship, stumbling across the dumping ground of what had ever had been feeding here. Valen, doing his best Isaac Clarke impression, began double-checking that nothing in the hold would be getting up to attack them from behind. Much to his chagrin, there was something living within the confines of the cadavers. Several swarms of psionic maggots emerged and began attacking and consuming the physical stats of the players as they fed. During the clash, another creature made itself known, Quaggoth, some beast-like creature nearly half dead but held aloft and moving on pure instinct. It stalked the hallway with sightless eyes, musculature bulging in an off gold as it turns on Skarok. Finishing the maggots off swiftly, the party falls in on the Quaggoth, but not before it barfs the entirety of the contents of its stomach up on Skarok, painting him in some substance that makes him feel invincible and heroic, coloring his fur a glistening gold. Doing one final check of the below decks, Valen finds a vial of gold substance before they head back upstairs and confirm with the Nathalga, who refers to himself as Jasper Graves, that it may leave, but to be careful of the other ship patrolling. While they go back upstairs, Skarok is gripped once again by some power that is, and shows him a vision of Verdanth, his home, with a fifth Aegis tree. And from that Aegis tree, sprouting massive gold wings that spanned the entirety of his vision. It said that the brother that sought the smiling moon was a lie, and that he should seek out the dragon himself. Unsure what to make of this, Skarok caught back up with the group. They climb to the deck, and Zar takes the helm, while Tin Man and Skarok quickly hop off onto the Galatine and get the ship hooked up to the Galatine, hoping to find some folk who might find it useful at Bral. They continue their approach to Bral and find themselves stuck in a line, Mert commenting that it seems that the Bral Guard Force are doing inspections before the folk are allowed into Bral proper. They watch as some of the ships are pulled aside or put up a resistance and are subdued immediately. Tin Man finds a hiding spot in a cargo bay of the Galatine, while Zar and Valen camp out on the towed nautiloid. Skarok takes post in the very front of the ship and makes like a tree, scaring one of the guards who is watching.
Leave!
Mert speaks at length with the bulky tiefling that boarded, captain of this group it would seem, before leaving with a smile. Moments later, the Galatine lifts up and finds a safe space to leave the nautiloid with Miken, Fred, and Cricklet, before continuing to the Rock of Bral. Cragleaf and the other Academy ship would eventually make their way in. Mert gives the party a suggestion to eventually stop by the Happy Beholder, run by an acquaintance of his named Large Luigi. With our first steps on pseudo terra firma, it's time for our party to get the lay of the land. And we'll start with Skarok.
Right.
Skarok, what are you doing in this moment as the Galatine settles in?
Being that, I mean, Skarok for his entire history has been a hunter. He doesn't really have much but like the bag he carries and his bag of colding. So, Probably he's in the galley with Rybeck, probably. Actually, because which Rybeck didn't come on Mert ship, did he? He's on the Academy ship, isn't he?
No, Rybeck is on the Galatine.
Okay. So yeah, just kind of going over things with Rybeck, but also I figure after kind of coming down from whatever Skyrock ingested, I'd like to ask Mert a couple of questions. Essentially, I wanted to ask Mert what he knows about the Smiling Shadow and like that vision of a dragon. Like what because he doesn't. I don't know anything about dragons. Like what is it?
You find Mert standing just out of the way on the deck of the Galatine, watching everybody, his staff, work and offload things onto the docks. He pulls you off to the side where the sounds of the sort of the cacophony, the melody of working folk sort of drowns out towards the front of the Galatine. You asked about dragons. Well, I know one out here, though plenty back on Toil. There's only one dragon I know about out here. That's Rataclax. He's an amethyst dragon that basically runs this entire place. Well, trying to anyway.
So no. Now, this Radiclax, does he have giant gold wings?
No, I do believe that he has a preference for purple.
Okay, well.
As for the Smiling Moon, that one's a little tougher. Sounds familiar, but I can't quite put a finger on it. Might be, you ask at there's a map maker somewhere here in Bral. Let me just think of the name really quick.
Bob!
Yes, Elmander's Star Charts, and I believe it's a brilliant place to start looking for Topala as well.
I'll take that into consideration, Mert. Thanks again for the ride, and I kind of give him the nod and head back over to Rybeck and the group. And do I see Tin Man at all? Like just kind of off by. If I see Tin Man off by himself, I'm gonna head over towards Tin Man.
Tin Man?
Probably be a moment, yeah.
I say, Tin Man, you've been around, and I show him the letter, and basically ask him, Smiling Moon, ever heard of it?
Yeah, have I heard of it?
I'll let you make a history check.
Ooh. Roll them dice. Them dirty dice. Roll them dice. No.
Ooh,
That's a natural.
crit 1.
Or,
I get the feeling I don't know anything.
I'll let you interpret that how you will.
A beautiful way to start the night.
What?
Matt jinxed us by chanting dirty dice.
I should have. I'm sorry. I'm going to throw that chat away forever. Never again. Never again. I'm going to do that thing.
Tin Man's gonna kind of furl his mustache insofar as he has one. The facsimile of a mustache. If I'm entirely honest with you, sounds like a tavern to me. But I ain't been out here in a hot minute. And, well, truth be told, establishments come and go all the time. I would recommend finding the first bar or tavern you can. They tend to know each other pretty well. They know who their friends are and who their business rivals are. See if you can find out more that way.
Well, thanks, Tin Man. Well, hey, I just want to say thank you again for all you've done, and I hope you guys stay safe out there. And I'll drop you a line. And I just kind of like give him that nudge in the with my arm, you know, he's small. It's kind of say, take care of yourself, and Watch
Can
yourself.
I make an insight check to put two and two together that he's thinking this might be a parting of ways?
How obvious is it, Scarrock?
Oh, it's pretty obvious. Like, I mean, this is like throughout the trip we knew I was going, but he's the Scarrock is from here. Oh, I will say, point out where Nico's shop is. I will let them. I will let them know that. Hey, my friend Nico has a shop here on the Rocker Brawl, and if you really want somebody to look at the dove, have him look. He'll be able to tell you what's going on.
He had something to do with your spear there, right?
Correct.
Listen, Scarrock,
No.
I understand you got a lot going on. You were kind of cast out tutorial space there, to realm space like I was, kind of out of the blue, and Lord knows a lot has changed since we've even been off that world, let alone in these parts. And I know these parts ain't too familiar to you either. I just, keep your head on your shoulders. Seems to me like you got a lot of outside forces pulling you this way and that. I'm not really the type to believe in fate or destiny, none of that. Quite frankly, if I did, then my only fate would be on an assembly line or somewhere worse. But you make me believe that maybe there's more to it than that. Cause I got a feeling that there's a lot of something, a lot of strings pulling you around.
Well,
But I still believe a man makes his own fate. So
we'll see, Tin Man. The one time I had is what I guess you call freedom. That chance to choose your own fate. And yet here I am finding that it's being chosen for me. I got visions of a giant golden dragon pulling me one way, telling me to go home, another telling me to go find my brother. Like, I think I'm gonna go spend some time here in the city, enjoy my freedom, and see where I want to go.
Tin Man's kind of fiddling inside his breast pocket, and he kind of clutches that Fapple brand recall note. You're a braver man than I, Scarrock. Maybe sooner or later we all gotta face the music. I hope we
Tin
cross
Man,
paths again.
I do as well, but I don't. It's not going back to face what's a reckoning. It's a genuine. It's a genuine fear. I mean, that's my home. If something's going on at home, you got to go back. But time really is. If Cragleaf can't tell me how long it's been, then while urgent, I don't sense the urgency. It's not being talked about. I don't know. Tin Man, I don't want to go now. I have freedom. I can choose, as you said. I go back. I didn't choose that. Something chose that for me.
Tin Man's still kind of playing with the note in his pocket. Maybe there's something to be said for going back. Just to spit in the face of whoever it was who was calling you.
Well, Tin Man, I'll tell you this. If you decide to go back, find me and I'll make sure they get the message.
Kind of pat the back of his calves about as high up as my hand goes. Take care of yourself.
You too, and yeah. Watch it out there. We'll see each other. And then I'll kind of just head over to Czar and basically just say, hey, Zari, it was, thanks again for everything, and I'll catch you around.
It's been an honor, Scarrock. I assure you, Valen's cooking isn't going to be nearly as good as yours.
I'll reach into my bag of colding and just pull out a leg of basically looks like a goat-like animal, and hand it to Czar. Look, I know Valen's
start twitching immediately.
As soon as he goes to grab it, and eat it, I'm like, no, this is for later. When Valen tries to serve you nothing but vegetables, eat that.
It's been an honor.
You're gonna miss you, man.
Somehow
And your
crying.
protein.
Yeah. And then
Oh,
finally,
Scarrock, before you go,
what's up?
if I ever start my own crew, I'll send you a letter.
I'd say you know where to find me, but find Verdanthan. Probably find me.
Can do.
Captain?
Cook? God, I'm gonna miss
Then
that.
I will when he says that, I will look directly at Ryback and I say, "Ain't nothing wrong with that, my friend." And give him and then give him like the hero handshake kind of thing, it's like, hey, I'm 100% a cook, but still doesn't mean I can't beat you up. And then finally,
Valen's actually not there.
Oh, you're not there?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it open.
All right.
Leave it open.
No, I was gonna say like he looks around just to see, if Valen's not there, and Scark will be kind of sad. Like he'll be kind of dejected, and that because he genuinely wanted to say goodbye, and he'll just kind of like shrug it off and just kind of over the shoulder be like, "Hey, Tin Man Czar, tell Valena I said take care, and he's a good guy. I know you'll take care of my friends."
I get the feeling he would never say it to your face, but I think he shares that sentiment.
I also think he enjoyed your cooking more than he'll ever admit.
Highest praise.
Yeah, well, hey. Been kind of thinking if I don't go back, maybe people of the belt might enjoy my cooking.
There's no maybe, Scarrock.
Start thinking on that. Maybe you still have a choice to make.
And then it's just kind of like the hobo sack. I'm gonna take my backpack and just kind of tie it to the end of my glaive and just kind of head into Bral with
Disappears
Ryback.
into the crowd, slowly, kind of just vaporizes. Don't you forget about me.
The rest of you watch, save for Valen, watch as Scarrock does disappear into the press of bodies. And you see, with his height, his glaive and his hobo bag in the sky sort of disappear into the distance and sort of consumed by the buildings of the Rock of Bral and the sounds around. You get the feeling that while this may be one goodbye, there may be more to be shared with Scarrock.
It's about when I think he's moved far enough away, you'll notice I'm looking through my door to see when he leaves. And after I know he's gone, I'm gonna come out bringing all my luggage, which I have quite a bit of luggage. It's a lot to be an Astral elf. And I'm sporting a new outfit to hit the town. It's a new mint green vest. I'm trying to put something on that won't be too standout-ish, and I can kind of blend in the crowd, right? At least Valen thinks that's what's gonna happen, right? Like in his head, like,
That perfect Spelljammer mix of fantasy and cyberpunk.
Yeah, like I don't have my armor on.
Disco.
They're not gonna know me. I kind of like flip up my collar and like pull like a bunch of boxes like behind me as they're like crashing into everything. And I'm like, did Scrock leave already? Oh man, I must have missed him. Good
Tin
thing.
Man just kind of looks over at Czar and like you can see what makes up his eyes rolling. He's just rolling his eyes.
You know, he was a good guy. I'm gonna really miss him, but you know, people have different fates and turn of heart. Do we have anyone left on the ship to help me with these bags, or I'm SOL?
I'm sure Scarrock would have loved to help you, but I think you just missed him.
Yeah, just
Hey,
missed.
Ryback.
Just
Why don't
missed
you
him.
go ahead and give
barely.
a friend here a help?
Thanks, big guy.
Yeah.
There's a lot
I'm
of
doing
them.
my own packing right now.
I'm gonna let out.
I was like, no, Ryback went with Skarrock. Like that was the deal. Like we.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's packing his stuff up, and
As-
you see him bound off.
As I'm looking for
catch up to
Ryback at the prospect of him carrying all these luggages, I see that he's gone. I'm like, dang it. And I'm like looking down at all my baggages, like, oh, no. And
You hear a voice from behind you. Perhaps I can help with that. As
Yeah.
Tarto picks up some of the larger boxes and luggage and just sort of totes them like it's natural.
my dude, all right. I got some business to handle in town here. I don't know what your plans are, but I think we're gonna meet up at a local tavern here, I heard. What's the plan here?
Yeah. Big Luigi's place, was it?
That it is. All right, I'm gonna head out here. I gotta go take care of some stuff. I'll meet you at Big Luigi's. Tarto, you got my bags, right?
Correct. We'll leave it at Large Luigi's.
All right, time to go assimilate. I'm gonna put my glasses on and kind of like walk out into the crowd.
Extra collar flip for,
Yeah.
for the dramatic.
I'll see you guys there, and then like walk backwards into the crowd, like
Just tripping over people.
running into people. Oh man, like there's nothing sneaky and disappearing. My green vest like stands out among everyone as I'm like looking around trying to blend in.
Glance down at Tin Man and go, he's gonna be fine, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
If nothing else, I'm hoping Tardo will keep him out of trouble.
Yeah, she does have an act for that.
You got anywhere to be right now?
Nothing too pressing. I know I gotta stop by a couple shops, get some parts for the crab apparatus. Why? What do you got in mind?
I think it's been a hot minute since either of us have been here.
Hmm.
And I think maybe we both got a few too many eyes looking for us at the moment. Why don't we get a lay of the land first before we go jumping in there like our dear Astral Eliphaz?
Well, don't worry. I'm pretty sure that green vest will deter people from looking for us, as they'll only see him.
That's my hope. Follow me.
As the two of you move out amidst the dock workers, something does strike you immediately is that just about everyone around here is wearing some form of brown, gray, utilitarian clothes, and you can still see Valen walking in the distance very, very clearly with his very mint green vest.
Perfect. Opposite direction.
Yeah.
Oh.
As you sort of break free of the dock area, it opens up a little more into a small plaza where it seems to be a little more foot traffic, a little less work. You can see in a little square just off to the side there, there seems to be a little fountain, and around it is a group of halflings who notice you. There's an older lady sitting there on the fountain. Excuse me, and she points out at you, and you see one of the halflings get up and start running over. He seems to be carrying food. What do you do?
Keep an eye on my pockets.
Oh man.
This ain't my first trip out here.
Tin Man will actually intentionally step back as if presenting Czar as the face of the two of us.
It's a pretty face.
The halfling runs up. You can see he's got a sort of a mop of dark hair and a hawkish nose, and a kindly rounded face. Hello there, sir. We see that you're new here, and we wanted to offer you some food. Welcome to Bral. You see, he keeps making glances over at Tin Man.
You know who would really like this food?
Who would that be?
You see that really, really bright green dot over there?
Oh.
Ah, yes.
All right.
Friend of yours?
You could say that, yeah. He hasn't had much to eat. You know, he's out here trying to find his way, and I think you guys would really, really, really bring him some joy today if you went out of your way to help him.
I believe we could do that. He leans in. If you need to talk about anything explicit, Madame Thera over there can be very helpful. He turns, have a good day, and then trots off to find Valen.
Did Tin Man catch what he said to me? Or shall I relay that exclusively?
Nope. No, I imagine we look each other in the eyes and just kind of nod. Just we both know what's going on. So Tin Man's gonna kind of hold his arm out, having Czar take the lead towards Madame Thera there.
Outbit by Madame Thera.
So as you approach, you can see that Madame Thera she's a portly halfling, round body, with very voluptuous curls that come down around her head. They frame a face that is both shrewd and kindly. You can see that her eyes dart around as if she's aware of everything around her, but her smile is easy and welcoming. Ah, hello there. Welcome to Bral. How can I help you, dearies?
We heard through a little halfling chasing after that bright green dot in the distance.
No.
That maybe you could offer information?
Of course I can. What information would you like? I have the most wonderful berry cake.
Well, that is
Recipe.
fascinating information.
Tin Man's gonna kind of make sort of a cough that sounds almost like fumes and backfired. Excuse me, Master. I do believe, if I'm checking our itinerary correctly, we wanted to find a location that was here last time we were portside, but it appears as though it has changed locations. If the madam could point us towards the Rock Rat.
Ah, the Rock Rat. Yes. You have a smart little fella here. Well, the Rock Rat. Well, Maya has changed houses a few times, and last time I seen her. But I believe that she'll be up on the north end. When you get to the darker area of town, look out for the rats. They usually guide people in.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's not free.
No, nothing ever is.
Well, silver
you
or
ask?
information.
Silver or information?
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of glance back at Tin Man. Say, well, what do you think we should offer?
In these circumstances, my dear Captain, I believe that keeping our information close to our chests is likely preferable. I do believe some silver would be appropriate in these proceedings.
Well, you heard the man? That'll slide down a silver.
Many things, and if I may make a recommendation, you should get that one to a mechanic quick. He referred to you as master and captain. That is indicative of
No,
malfunction.
I do hold both positions. Well, I
You
am
say.
his master. He is also my crew.
Understandable. I get
I
it.
think
Jailbreaking.
years of
Understood.
maintaining two positions may have
Causing
rubbed
some
off
short
on.
wires.
Yeah.
Worry not, your secret's safe with me.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. If I see you again, I will ask for the cake recipe.
I'd be delighted to offer. That'll be 5 silver, however.
As we get a little bit of distance, Zar's bantering with her. Tin Man's kind of like a little bit of a hushed frustration. Damn, you'll have to forgive me. It's been a while since I pulled that.
Faster? Where did that come from? I wasn't
she
ready
called
for
it out.
that at all.
Ah, come on, it shouldn't be too normal. I'm sure you've had plenty of autonomes chomping at your heels.
No. Well, I don't think I've ever owned or utilized an autonome servant.
Yeah, well, don't worry too much about it. You ain't missing nothing. All right, then. Well, Rock Rat. It's a location that I've been to a couple times. Poor old girl can't keep it open for any longer than a few seasons before she done get herself into trouble. Get it closed up. Needless to say, she opens it up next season every time. Just different location. Question is, why does she keep getting closed down? Nosy sort. She knows all sorts of pies she gets her fingers into. And I'm banking that's where we're going to get the best lay of the land before we go jumping into any places with mint green parkas.
So you're telling me I get cake and pie on this rock?
Yes, my dear captain, I do believe you can. Come on, we gotta go find us some rats.
Look for the rats.
Right. And Belen,
Yes.
you are walking through the Rock of Bral, the city run and owned by Prince Andrew. As you look around, the energy of the city seems to be pretty upbeat. It's surprisingly jovial from what you've heard about the Rock of Bral, especially considering there seems to be a bit of a kerfuffle in regards to the authority of this place at the moment. Not a lot of people are particularly happy with Andrew's leading style, we'll say. But all the same, you see bannerets and flyers and all kinds of frippery, almost like the city's in celebration.
Just
You,
I fit right in.
yeah, and it does seem that the general ostentatiousness of it does seem to take away from your own ostentatiousness.
You know, I knew something was up and how to fit in. Natural instinct.
You are searching for a place of worship.
Yeah,
correct?
I'm looking for the Starfire Pact Temple. It's a small, organized religion of the Astral Elves that a lot of us still partake in. It's not super organized, but the Rock of Brawl should have at least a house or two.
Sort of like an old folk religion.
Yeah.
I would like you to make a survival check for me. I'll have you make 2 of them at advantage. And how generally are you going about locating this?
Asking around, so that'd be a 17. Looking for the temple district, people of worship, the telltale signs, the spice district's probably near it. Making my way. I've probably been here before, not ventured too far around of it. But I know that there's going to be a temple district and there's going to be a few other districts that are loosely located near it.
All right.
So it's a 17.
Sort of one of those, every port kind of looks
and
like
a
this.
nat 20. Let's go.
Beautiful.
So with a natural 20, you walk through Brawl. At first, you have a strong feeling, a strong bearing about where this is going to be, where you can locate it, how to locate it. And you were right in going to the temple district. Makes sense. You continue to peruse. You find many of the houses of worship. Some are a little more rundown, some a little tucked away into back alleys. Some are very upfront and very gilded and very decorated, clearly wealthier. You don't seem to be finding one for the Starfire Oath, but then you start to recall your tenants. And one of them stated that were there no place of worship, you were to worship where the people were, as much of your oath is about unity and speaking and being around other people. It's as this snaps into your mind that you find several older astral elves sitting in a circle in the very center of the temple district.
Ooh.
You recognize them first by their clothing, which is very simple, but also by their unique hairstyle. They wear the long pleated dreads, similar to you. As you look them over, you can see that they seem to be sitting in a circle around what looks like a sun on the ground, etched into the cement and sort of paved over so that way it stays, kept. And then it's then you notice that the temple area, or not the temple area, this square itself is actually sets of concentric expanding lines, as if the light coming out of the sun. It is simply stepped on and kept on. There are vendors and such here that are covering it up. You find this place and you see as one of them an older male, an older man looks up to you and he goes, "Oh, hello,
Hello, brother.
child of the Starfire.
How's it
Please
going?
have a seat."
Yes, I would like to share wisdom with you, elder brothers, and hopefully find some direction. Do you have time for me?
Always, child.
And I'll take a seat and kind of like take off my hat and like get real serious. Brothers, I request some guidance. I haven't met with you all in a while yet. Years it's been. But I require some help and I have no one else to turn to. So I figured I'd talk to you guys.
Reaching out in a time of uncertainty shows strength, Valen.
That's the type of thing I need is a lot of strength. I'm sure, and I'll kind of take off my glasses. I'm sure you've heard of a lot of my tales of racing the hamsters in the Gale Force Prix. I'm probably not unknown to you as I kind of like stand in the light.
Yes, these tales have reached us, though none speak more to your character than your dedication as a father.
I pray that's true, brother. However, I come to a crossroads. I'm confused about the past, what happened, and what to do next. And I've had a revelation in my journey, and I can't bear it alone anymore. But are you aware of the calamity that took place with my family?
We heard, and it causes great pain to know one of many of our own were in such heartbreak.
Yeah, it was a tough time. But what I can't make sense of was leading up to it was how we left it and how angry we were at each other. Before it all happened, Chucklebeard was on stage doing a great trick. He was pointing at people in the crowd and they would disappear on stage and then reappear on stage. And the second part of the trick when we were at the heat of the fight, something went wrong. And that was the last time I had seen them alive, was us fighting. And I don't know what it means because recently it's been revealed that my son Orion is still alive. And I think it's outside my capabilities to save him or know the right step, do it.
See. And how did you hear that your son was still alive?
I had a vision come to me. An old power deep within the Astral Elves and the Starfire Pact reached out at my most desperate moment and gave me hope. Told me to be strong. And
She spoke to you.
she did, directly. And has opened up a new world where all of a sudden I'm not in a fight for the cheating allegations or the legal substances that were not moved through our farms. And all of a sudden I have a chance to be a father again and maybe save him, but I have no idea how to even start.
And what did she say to you?
Stay strong, stay honest. She recited many of the Astral Pact to me.
Then it sounds to me like you're already on the correct path.
But what is that path? Stumbling around rocks with a bunch of bums? That can't lead to it. That can't be the path.
Sometimes it is. Everyone's path is different, Belen. And, well, some of us need to strike out on their own and handle these burdens with their own shoulders, as you very well have for some time now. Perhaps Heliofira felt the need to give you companions to share said burden and to provide clarity and vision where you lacked.
Turn inward. Find strength in
Correct.
the party, the group, my new friends. My new friends.
Connection, Velen, is very important. Connection, community, and unity. These are the tenets of what we believe.
Thank you, brother. One last thing, and I'm gonna pull the drug sample I found out of my pocket. I was to ask him, what do you know about this? And where can it be found here? And I'm gonna set it and hold it out in front of him in my hand.
He reaches forward, takes it from you, and looks it over. This goes by many names from what I have heard. No name hides what it is. This is corruption. Corruption of the very powers that be. Beyond kings, beyond princes. He hands it back. Nothing good can come from messing with that. However, I do believe I can help you end it.
Exactly. I don't know how this is all tied together, but just before everything happened, all the allegations and rumors were leading back to this, and I can't help but think it was placed for me to find out there in the stars.
This does seem very serendipitous. Perhaps she is, our dear Heliofira, is attempting to give you a signal, some sort of sign.
That's what I was
I know
thinking too.
of only two groups what deal in gold.
Two.
The Xerixians and Rataclax.
Radiclax. That's the old buzzard who's running this place around here, isn't it?
He does seem to have Prince Andrew's ear.
Can't be too hard to catch it if he caught it. Well, brothers, I appreciate your time. This has been great for me. Appreciate all the wisdom and the guidance. I think I know what I got to do now. I know what I got to do with it.
Before you go,
Yeah, anything.
if I may offer you a sign of hope when
course.
next you need it.
Of course.
You see, as he reaches up to his very simple clothing, he reaches into a pocket and he pulls out a gleaming silver dragon, a necklace, or a pendant of some sort. And he
Just a
hands
whole
it to you.
dragon. It's cool.
Take this, and it will grow as you do.
Thank you, brother.
Take good care.
And I'll take it, and as I take it, I'll like hold him in close, and I'll say, "I'll see you in the stars, brother." And then I'll
See
put
you
it
in
in
the
my
stars.
put it in my pocket, and just hit him with the same like fade into the crowd that I did the other crew. Like, see ya.
Hmm.
And I'll
He
kind of
needs to
make
do
my
some
way
growing.
away. What was that?
He leans over to one of his other companions. He needs to do some growing.
Yeah, and I'll mend back in the cloud, holding the sample in my pocket or in my hand, and then return it to my pocket, and then start looking for the party bar district.
Czar and Tin Man, you make your way over to the darker part of town, the part where it doesn't seem the light quite shines quite as well. The street lamps aren't quite as bright. And it's not long before you spot a rat, sort of perched on the eaves of one of the buildings, sort of looking down at you curiously.
And I look up at that. You don't think she literally meant rats, right? I'll be honest. I thought it was like a metaphor.
At this point, I think she actually meant rats. I'm gonna try to telepathically talk to the rat and say, "Hello, friend. We are looking for the rock rat. If you could show us the way."
Its head sort of straightens up and twitches, and it looks off into a distance and then starts running that distance. It gets about 2 or 3 buildings down before it looks back to make sure you're following.
Just like look at Czar, like doing his like whatever. I'm just imagining there was like a face or like a focused face that he makes when he's talking. It's just like, are you psychically talking to that rat?
I didn't think that'd work. I'll be honest with you. I didn't think we'd make it this far. I guess we follow the rat.
All right, after the rat.
All right. So you watch as this rat, it makes sure that you're following, and then it takes off again once you catch up. It seems to wind you through a series of alleyways and back roads, and in one particular tight squeeze that's like butted up against the wall of a nicer neighborhood, and eventually leads you to a cellar door. And on the bottom left or bottom right corner of the cellar door, this wooden door with that wooden circle handle lifted up, is a little white rat paw print. It sits, and the rat sits in front of the cellar door and looks at you expectantly, and then turns and skitters away.
Before it skitters away, I'm gonna hand it a little bit of food.
It'll come back, pick it up, and then skitter away.
Well, Tin Man, my unlikely lead seems to have worked.
Quite so. After you, Captain.
I'll, is the cellar door open?
It is not, but it doesn't seem to be locked.
Well, then I'll open it.
All right.
That's...
You lift the cellar door, and a waft of earthen scent hits you. You could see that leading down about 5 or 6 stairs are stone stairs that are very heavily worn, so they're slick to step on, and you've got to be very careful. This entire thing seems to be settled underneath what is a larger, almost tavern-like building, a two-story with a double door front. You're not quite sure what it is, but it's a little run down this area. You can see next door is a series of buildings that have been burned down, and you take your steps down, and you see it's down a very small corridor. But at the end, you can see a few faint lights. As you continue forward, you step into what is about a 30 by 30 room. You can see a couple of scattered tables, and you see what looks like a pile of dirty clothes moving around, particularly around a far back wine rack that seems to be very well stocked. Welcome to the Rock Rats. Find a seat and keep your mouth shut.
Oh man.
And I think we'll go to break there.
All right. Guys,
Hey.
that was great. Great stuff. I'll see you in 5 minutes. Make sure
Yep.
you mute. What's going on, guys? While we're out taking a quick break from this episode, I want to thank you all for tuning in, showing up, giving us some love. We got some exciting new partners to announce over these new few weeks, the first one of which being Eldritch Foundry. You can check them out on their website, eldritchfoundry.com. You can check them out on Instagram, Eldritch Foundry. I've been linking some stuff to them. Go check it out. Show them support. Use our code DDC Live for 15% off at your checkout. At least do that. If you want to start making your whole, MCU universe of characters, get their Eldritch Unlimited account. You can make unlimited counts or unlimited characters, unlimited STL files, and print all of the characters. It's amazing. I've been doing it for 4 days straight. My whole family's telling me to stop doing it. Like every night, my wife is telling me, stop making characters. I was up to 2 a.m. yesterday. I should have been doing show prep and getting ready for this. And I was up making these minis for a campaign in a series that's not even going to come out for a while, that I'm not even talking about right now. Anyways, check them out. They're awesome. Get Eldritch Unlimited. It's so fun. It's so cool. Everyone in the club has been sharing it and checking it out. It's too fun. Josh, you know him from the stream. He plays Czar. He's our guru at minis, and he's been killing it. He's got so many of these minis ready to go for our projects, ready to share, and we got plenty of them we're going to reveal. We're going to have unboxings. We're going to have some painting tutorials and a bunch of other nerd stuff coming. But it all starts right here. So check out Eldritch Foundry. Check out our link. It's going to be in description. Hit that. Help support us. Use the link, the coupon code. Help support us. Get all those minis printed. Make them all. I know all of you guys got like tons of characters in your head. Like, if you're like me, I know you got like 50 just ready to go. They need minis. You can't bring them to the table without minis. So check out Eldritch Foundry. Get all those characters a mini. Bring them to the table. Who cares if it's just a human fighter with a big sword? Make 50 human fighters with a big sword. You print them off and you bring them out every time. And everyone will be like, he's just a little bit different. And be like, yeah, it might just be a pose difference. Who cares? It's a human fighter with a big sword. He's going to run the table, okay? Go to Eldritch Foundry. Make 50 human fighters with a big sword. Bring them to your table and make a nightmare for your DM. I got to take a little break. We're going to be right back with this next episode. So stay tuned, or with this next part of the episode. So stay tuned, and we're going to jump right back into it.
Ready.
All right.
I think we're good.
Yeah. Welcome back,
Yeah.
guys.
Back again.
Welcome back. All right, with our 5-minute break out of the way, and my inability to speak today also out of the way. So you were led into the Rock Rat Czar and Tin Man. As you step in, you hear a call from Maya, the woman who runs it. She tells you to find a seat, sit down, and shut your mouth. You see, as there seems to be only one or two other patrons here, they are mostly slumped over their drinks, sitting in darker corners, particularly seeming to be more interested in keeping to their own and finding their own moment of peace, as it were. That, however, is a little shaken as you realize there is a swarm of rats running around the floor, seeming picking things up, returning tankards back to Maya herself, and otherwise serving. You can see at the head of them, there seems to be one rat that's wearing a little hat, like a little captain's hat, and he's got a little thing wrapped around his waist, which you notice is a little miniature saber.
I love this place.
You want Velen to die going here, don't you? You want him to absolutely have a panic attack at this place. All right, I see ya.
As you enter and Maya calls out to you, the small swarm of rats walks up to you, and you see as the one with the hat on is sort of lifted up by his peers to be, well, for you, Tin Man, about waist height. Hello and welcome to the Rock Rat. I am Jenston. I am your server. And if you do anything bad, I'll hurt you. Please come this way.
I think he's serious.
Oh no, I 100% believe that. He's got a saber.
Yes, please come this way. I've got a seat picked out for you. And he takes you over to the only open table. The seats themselves seem to be made of ramshackle wood thrown together, and it strikes you as you sit down that this actually seems to be someone's wine cellar. You hear the the scrabbling of little nails on wood as Jenston climbs up to top the table. What can I get for you today? We have plenty of fine vintages.
Looking over at Czar.
I'll take a Marlowe. I
Oh.
really hope I pronounced that right.
Merlot.
I will make sure Maya knows what that is before we get you one.
Okay. Thank you.
You know a place called Earth, specifically Italy?
You gotta get the right.
No, bro.
grade.
I don't know, man. It was the first thing I thought of. You said they had vintages. I panicked a little bit.
That's okay. I just
And-
insulted the entire country of France. Anyway.
No.
And-
Marlowe could be a type of bright wine in the belt. I love it.
Yeah, it's Marlowe is a thing now.
Not a Merlot, a Marlowe.
Yeah, Marlowe. And for you,
Marlowe.
Just kind of bring his hat down, try not to make too much eye contact. Whatever you have on tap.
Okay, I'll try my best. We just moved in. We're not quite sure what all we have yet.
Ooh.
He turns and scampers, jumps off the table. You sort of just sit in silence. Nothing happens as you hear the clinking of glasses and Maya cursing as she pulls down different wine bottles, looking at them. It's not Marlowe. That's not either. And you just see them shattering on the wall near her. Eventually she goes,
He has to pay for
this'll
him, too.
do.
I'll be
And-
honest with you, Tin Man. I didn't even know if I liked Marlowe. It's the first thing I thought of.
You certainly have a way of picking them.
Yeah, I feel a little bad for that.
You watch as she loads up 2 flagons and sets them down. The rats as a group lift them up and start charging over to you to deliver them. You watch as much of it is spilled. And every so often you watch a couple of the rats sort of lag behind to lap it up and then sort of lethargically catch back up. And by the time they get to the table, you can see many of them are visibly inebriated.
This is the best inverse representation of a swarm keeper ranger I have ever seen.
So you get your half full flagons of what you assume might be Marlowe.
Whatever Marlowe is at this point.
You watch from over your drinks as Maya seems to glance over you a couple times. Like you can see that she seems to be wearing just a ragtag series of clothes, just thrown on top, jackets on top of shirts. She's like 4 or 5
Just
layers
one,
deep.
just one rat carrying all the coats to the coat shed.
You realize as she has a human face. It's a bit narrow and a little, mousy. But she's got some very serious eyes that seem to stare and glare at you, like someone who's used to keeping an eye out.
I'm sorry, but at this point, I'm just imagining a Muppet movie, just full
Like
of
Rizzo?
Muppet rats,
Rizzo?
and she's just played by like Maggie Smith or something.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of Rizzos going around.
Hey. But after a few minutes, you notice her glancing at you, and she finally sort of toddles her way over. You watch as she leaves like one large coat on one seat here, and then a vest on another, and then finally sits down in front of you in which is almost a rather fine coat, might have been a few years ago, and she has a little bowler cap on. Well, you did what I asked and you kept your mouth shut. But you ain't from around here, I can tell. What brings you in?
Look over at Skarog for a minute, see if he's gonna say
Zar.
anything. Or yeah, sorry, Zar.
I'll notion to you.
Well, as a matter of fact, I've heard tale that you're the person to come to with questions around these parts. Questions that most people don't like to answer.
I don't like people telling tales about me. Fewer or less the people that listen to them.
That's fair. That's fair. Kind of adjusting my hat, having a hard time keeping eye contact. She is just pointing right through me. No, and honestly, I don't think most people will, but that's why I thought it was worth a shot.
You're a smooth talker. Is that programmed in?
Seems to have been from day one.
All right. Let's play a little game. Keep us both honest, eh? For each question one of us asks, we'll front 2 copper. If the person answering answers satisfactorily, they get to take the copper. Sound fair?
Gotta look up over at Zar. Sounds fair to me.
Sounds fair to me.
And before you have a chance to finish saying sounds fair to me, she's already smacked 2 copper down. Who are you really?
Which one of us was she asked that to?
She smacks down 2 more copper. Both.
Oh. Fair enough. Well, I am the esteemed
We are-
General Czar.
But I'm just gonna cut him off before he can finish that statement.
Okay.
We are representatives of the Astral Academy. As you may know, they've recently been trying to open up a forward annex here in the belt.
We're not in the belt. We're only in Bral. But I understand your point.
That's where we're headed.
All right. Take your copper.
Take the copper.
Your turn.
Give just a quick little, and then place the 2 copper back down. How's the old cannon master doing? Arnott.
Well, best I heard, he's not too fond of the crown. Andrew's been looking to buy up a lot of the munitions. And who makes better than the gift? But she refuses to sell to him and his. She runs a tight business. Something about integrity. Anything more than that is the dust of the stars, as it is.
I'll, since she'd put down 4 copper, hand the other 2 over to Czar. Kind of nod over.
I'll place 2 copper. How do you do that thing with the rats?
Mutual benefit. An agreement. They get free liquor. I get to make money. All the
Respectable.
scraps are theirs. And also a cheeky awakening spell.
Also, you know, just
Yep.
bringing them.
There it
sentience
is.
Cool.
There it is. That's the one. Huh.
But shh, don't tell. She tentatively reaches for the copper to see if those were acceptable answers. And after a moment, she takes it. She drops 2 more down. A lot of new people coming into Bral lately. Do you know any arsonists?
Kind of looks over at Czar questioningly. You'll have to forgive us. We've been out in realm space for quite some time. Can't say we know of any arsonists coming through.
I might know of an arsonist. I can't really get a hold of them at this current moment.
A
Old
name?
friend of yours?
I would use the term friend lightly.
As it should be. Well, since you don't seem to be forthcoming with a name, she pulls the copper back. Your turn.
I don't. To be honest, I didn't remember their names.
Were you referring?
No, we play it. We play it.
Hey.
Okay.
Play it
Run
out.
with it.
Dice don't lie.
So it's your turn to ask a question.
So, we still have 2 of the copper that had come to our side of the field.
Mhm.
So,
And you're welcome
I'll go ahead.
to put forth your own.
of course, but I'm gonna keep using what's in play if I can get away with it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Gonna put those 2 down. What's Cataphract been up to lately?
Ah, now there's a question. See, she reaches into a couple of pockets, starts pulling out notebooks. She tucks one away, pulls out another, flips through it. Ah, Cataphract. Interested in Daddy?
You could say that. I'm gonna pull out 2 more copper and slide them over. While you're at it, anything on Fappelbrand?
Flips through a couple of pages. Well, from what I could tell, Fappelbrand's been attempting to get out of the mining game. That's the good news. Bad
What's the
news,
bad
it
news?
seems. That's the clincher. Seems they're getting into mercantile bed with Radiclax. And she'll reach forward, push the 2 coppers back to you. I'll tell you that one for free. Because that is not good for any of us.
Sandman kind of nods in agreement. Czar can just see sort of like in the visual sort of exhaustion come across his face.
She takes the 2 copper, pauses a moment, puts it back. Do you know anything about the parade or these celebrations that are going on?
Gonna look up where it's Czar. I noticed there's an awful lot coming in lately.
An
Can't
honest
say
answer.
I know anything too relevant about it, at least.
A trick question and an honest answer. Take your copper.
Gonna kind of pat the copper in place. Trick question. Well, what can you tell us about the parades then?
Well, what I can tell you is that, again, it's not good for any of us. It seems that Rataclax has set his sights on the Rock of Bral and seeks to fold it into his portfolio. And it seems that Prince Andrew is none too worried about this adjustment.
I don't like that. That's too many people sleeping in the same bed.
A good way to spread disease, unless you're clean, like a rat.
I love that. I'm sorry.
What?
Right. Well, you're copper.
You have anything else to ask?
Look over up at Czar. What can you tell us about the Dread Captain Czar?
Well, from what I hear, he's on Vokath's employ at current. They used to say that he was on the up and up and one of the good ones, as it were. He'd help where he needed, but of course, like any pirate, he took his money. We'd expect no less. But he didn't expect more. Yes, it seems that these days, as Rataclax's amethyst fist extends its reach, piracy is drying up. Well, the unlawful piracy, I should say. The current Dread Captain Czar, from what we have seen, has turned heel and fallen in with these. Where the money goes, he follows, it seems, showing true colors. I'd expect no less. I mean, I move into people's basements and sell their alcohol.
Yeah, old Quartz Claws there needs to stay out of here.
But the current one has been doing some particularly nefarious deeds. I needn't check notes to know what that is.
Eyeballing Czar. That bad, huh?
Quite. 3 entire settlements razed. At the wave of a hand. By his keeper. And we don't know if there are more. We didn't learn about those until the ashes had already settled. So whoever is helping
Hopper onto the table and say, "What can you tell us about his keeper?"
Vokath. Well, you look outside and you can see Vokath's influence. He started the roads that Rataclax now takes credit for. He was the original wealthy man in the room, as it were. And he's none too happy with this new amethyst dragon. But Rataclax says that he has claim over it because he's always been here. He created the belt. Whether you decide that's true or not.
Normal talk for a dragon.
She takes the 2 copper and then slides it back. Are you familiar with a tall, dour-looking minotaur? Seems perpetually tired. Doesn't like to talk in absolutes. Extremely vague.
Are you referring to Krellick?
Describe him.
Tall, minotaur, dark fur, kind of.
No, this one's got a lighter fur. And is surprisingly not rude.
I'll tell you, there never used to be that many minotaurs out in these ways.
That's the truth. Can't say I'm
Gotta make you wonder what's going on down there. It's causing them to all come up.
Too many labyrinths.
This whole damn belt's a labyrinth. I ain't looking forward to getting out there, I'll tell you.
Well, I'll take my copper back, because whoever he was here looking for a group like yours. Said he left someone here to meet you. A plasmoid of unusual color. Somewhere called
Plasmoid of unusual color.
Yes.
Meet
Didn't
the
say where, though.
Mars.
Yes, a small autonym and clearly General Czar.
Look up at Zark, trying to hide his grin.
Guess it's hard to hide around these parts, huh?
Especially when your face is plastered everywhere.
Man just kind of shrugs at him. I don't mean to sound rude, but Shikrin all look the same to me.
I can change color, but it doesn't change the face.
We might have to get you a mustache.
I can facilitate that.
That'll do it.
How do you feel about rat fur?
Loves it.
I've had worse on my face.
Loves it.
She reaches up, snaps, and you see as one of the patrons in the bar sort of just the clothes slump and dissolve as a group of rats sort of crawl out the pant legs and run over and deposit a fake mustache on the table.
It's all rats.
A
The
rat.
whole bar is rats.
A rat stash.
Dry Crean had a mustache.
It's a rat stash. Okay.
Where would it be?
Would it be here or here? Would it be like? Would it be like
Would it
up
be,
here?
would it be by the mandibles, by the antenna?
Where you put
I'm
it?
gonna go with above the mandibles.
Yeah, judging aesthetically, above where you would consume, so it can be in the way all the time.
That's what a mustache is for.
Perfect.
Fair
Oh.
enough.
Have you any more questions?
Does this mustache make me look fat?
I
You
believe
see, as
that'll
she
settle most things.
considers her words very carefully.
So introspective.
It looks dashing, and you believe her.
And you
Why,
believe
thank
her.
you. Why, thank you.
Where did General Czar go? Where did he go?
D10 man, it's working already.
Given
And
that the
if,
game was fun and we kind of went back and forth, but effectively she didn't really actually get much out of us. I'm gonna dig into my pocket and kind of flicker a silver piece. You ever hear of a gentleman out in the belt named Orvis?
Now that is a name I haven't heard in a while. He flips through a couple more notebooks and finally finds one. Yes, he
He's me.
died a couple years ago.
That's what I heard. You know anything about that?
Looks like your average garden variety attacked by raiders.
Yeah, I figured as much.
He lived on his own, so it was bound to happen.
Now you
Right.
said looks like your garden variety average raiders. Does that mean you don't believe that's what it is?
Not this close to the crossroads. But I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, well, there's a man wearing my face, so I guess you could say I am too.
See, you're learning. You're
It's
learning. There are
inappropriate.
no coincidences. Then if that is all, enjoy your drink and be on your way.
Kind of tip my hat to her.
She snatches the silver and then turns to walk back behind her little makeshift bar. How long are you going to stay here?
Probably not much longer.
Too
Czar?
much longer. Mm-mm.
Enough to not draw any, attention, and then just kind of work our way out.
On your
I
way
will
out.
finish my Marlowe though.
Don't even start with the
half of it.
Marlowe.
the
Roll a
time it's all said
Constitution
and done-
saving throw for me, please.
By the time it's all said and
You
done,
say?
his rat fur is gonna be like stained a nice like red color.
Yes.
It's died.
Roll a con save for me, please.
I can absolutely do that.
Eat it.
Give me
Eat it. Eat it.
10.
Oh!
Okay. 1 cup of Marlowe, not that terrible. You're used to holding your liquor. You're all right.
Okay, cool.
You definitely feel it sit a little heavy. You're not convinced it was actually Marlowe or whatever that actually is.
I will
but-
assure you, Tin Man, that was probably the worst Marlowe I think I've ever had.
Oh, so this is
I'll take your
evolved.
word for it.
Marlowe's not even a specific alcohol. It's a type of drink.
Uh-huh.
Okay, understood.
At this point, nobody knows. It's just the fabled Marlowe. Everybody's on this
Uh-huh.
the quest for it.
I told you, it was the first thing I thought of. I panicked.
Hey,
As you make your way back outside, you can see that, well, the roads around here are already pretty scarce. There's not a whole lot of people aside from folks sitting in cloaks or in their, in their work clothes at the corners. Some asking for money, some basically just giving you the stink eye until you vacate their premise. You recall that Valen mentioned that you would be meeting up at the Happy Beholder once you were done with your business. Do you have any other business?
Not pressing.
Got a couple places I want to be, but I think I'm going to wait until I have a little more time to make that happen.
Back up.
Damn.
All right. So you make your way to the Happy Beholder. You have to make your way through Giff Town first, which is harrowing and fascinating in and of itself. The entire place smells of cigar smoke and black powder, and you're not entirely sure how they managed to keep that localized, but they do. You get many a hearty welcome as you go through. Also, many gun shops of almost every stripe and type. There's so much industry happening here. It gets a little overwhelming. The sense of the leathering, which is a little overpowering, even for you, Tin Man, where you don't really smell, but you can tell it's a very strong, difficult smell to deal with. But you manage to make your way through.
As we make our way down the sort of the main strip there, I'm gonna nudge Dar and point over to one of the big gun shops there. Leave her in action. We're gonna stop in there later. You wanna join me?
Sure.
All right. Don't let me forget, all right?
I can have my pistol looked at.
Kind of feeling the dove at my hip. Yeah, me too.
So yours
Alright.
is cursed.
Let's go make sure Valen doesn't get himself
I'm
into
alive. I
trouble.
can deal with that.
Oh, you just drops it, and yours is cursed.
Nah, yours is cursed.
We're all pretty much on the same page about that.
You hear the commotion at the Happy Beholder before you see it. You even hear Valen's voice yelling to get in. Go ahead. Sorry.
Before, I need to make one stop. Sorry.
Okay. Well, as you arrive at the Happy Beholder, you don't hear Valen's voice. You hear someone who sounds a lot like Valen, and then you realize, he's not wearing that green vest. It's not him.
Not him. Not
The
him.
place seems to be extremely busy and very raucous. There's an energy here that's difficult to really pin down, but it is one of people enjoying their time. As you sort of push your way through the crowd, who seem to be just standing out front talking over drinks and stuff like that, you manage to get into the Happy Beholder. It's very well lit. It's got a very open floor plan. Most of the tables are set around the side, and the bar itself is in the very center. You realize that this is to facilitate Large Luigi, who is very much a full-bore beholder, floating around and talking amicably with people. You see he walks over and he pours someone a drink. They talk for a second. His sort of tendrils move around as if he's speaking with his hands. And eventually he looks up. Well, hello there. Come on in. We got a seat over here for you.
What was the name of our little gazer friend?
Tony.
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 It's giving me real Tony vibes.
Am I to assume that all of the Beholder family are just Italian in this universe? Is that just how this works?
You can assume.
Or they have a very good Marlowe.
You'll know where to find that, Marlowe.
The entire country of France is going to ban our stream. Anyways, the moment we walk in and see this, Zar, you're gonna see poor Tin Man just like freeze up and he's be like, "Oh, Tony was one thing, but this is another.
You don't like beholders?
Aberrations make my bolts crawl."
I'd say some of my best friends were beholders, but that would be a lie. I haven't met too many of them.
It's for the best, really. All right, after you.
All right. And I will. I'll lead us to go sit down where the ever-friendly Luigi notion do.
As you go to head over to your table, large Luigi actually beats you there, and he just sort of bumps in front of you. Hold on just a second, I gotta clean this up a little bit. And one of his tendril comes out, he points, and he disintegrates all the trash on the table.
Oh my god.
All right, have a seat. You got more coming?
Yeah.
Brilliant. All right, what can I get you?
Don't ask for a Marlowe. Don't ask for a Marlowe. And I get whatever's on tap.
Of course. Let's get you some beholder honey ale.
Perfect.
And how about you, Tin One?
I'll have what he's having.
Brilliant. I'll be right back. And as Luigi floats away to get your drinks, Valen.
Yeah, before I make it to the party, I need to stop at the Astral mail, post. And I got to write a letter real quick. Do they have like post boxes that I could drop it? I know you can just think of it and send it out, but this is important, so I want to make sure I get it to the right people.
There are post PO boxes that you could set up. If you're looking to set one up, it takes you about two silver and basically a membership of sorts to keep that open, and you can have a secure package sent to whoever you like.
I just want to speak to that person, and I want to make sure he delivers this message. I'm going to start writing out a message to Skrock, and it's going to read, Skrock, I've been many things. Foolish, distant, haunted, but never ungrateful. You showed me kindness when I had none to offer back, and I repaid it with cold silence in the armor I wear too tightly. I can't undo what's past, but I can name it. I was wrong. And I hope if our paths cross again, it's near your fire, with the scent of something good in the air and a second chance between us. You were a better friend than I was ready for. I'd like to change that, Valen. And I'll fold it up, and I'll be like, can you get this to him as quickly? Can you get this to him in a week?
We absolutely can do delayed mail. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Give it a week, and then act like it got lost, so it seems like I sent it right away.
Understood.
Thank you. And,
I like to think at the bottom, Valen wrote, P.S. Your cooking is, and then scribbled it out real quick. He didn't want to-
It's just the page is torn off.
It's torn off the bottom. And then I'm gonna
Right,
make my.
he was trying to fold it, just accidentally rips it. Goes, no, whatever.
Yeah, he went on it. And then I'm gonna make my way to the bar. Then.
Your Tin Man and Czar, you find your spots. You have found your spots, and you're waiting for your drinks. It's then that you find you see the unmistakable brightness of Valen walk in the front doors.
And I'm doing that, trying to hide, but look for someone, right? Kind of looking over.
I'm gonna deadpan him, just stare in his direction, and see if he recognizes me with my mustache.
You hear on your own, or you got a party?
I'm looking for someone.
Okay, you can't do that too well with your blazer in your eyes.
Well,
Tin Man kind of leans over to Czar and he's like, "Well, he's all green, no blood
The mustache
stains."
is working.
I think I see them right over there, and I'm gonna pull up and sit down and be like, Czar, what's up with the mustache? I couldn't recognize you. And then I'm gonna take a sip of his drink, and then be like, this isn't Marlowe, and I'm gonna throw it on the ground and break it. Then I'm gonna look at the
drinking
beholder,
that.
And I'll be like, hey, 2 Marlows, make it snappy, buddy.
As
Well,
you go
I must be
to
hungry, so
as you go to chuck the glass at the ground, you watch as it suddenly stops, suspended in air. Now, no roughhousing in here. We had this wizard come through that liked to chuck teacups at people.
Luigi, can I
We're
have
not
that drink
gonna have
back?
that.
Can I have that drink back? since
I
you
didn't
stopped
mean
it from
any
hitting the ground?
disrespect. No, and we
Can
want
you vouch for him?
we want 2 Marlows. You can vouch for me. We just want
On-
2 Marlows. I got a lot of stuff to
On
talk about
occasion,
here.
I can. I don't know why he threw my drink, but usually he doesn't do that.
And how about this occasion?
I'll be cool.
I'll
I'll be
vouch for
cool.
him this occasion.
I'll be cool.
One more chance.
I'll be cool.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
He said telekinesis beam sets it back on top.
And
I
At
am
the
quite
table.
derailed because we accidentally made the wrong tavern owner mad.
Guy,
after a
I thought
few
it was gonna
minutes,
be the rat one.
After a few minutes, you see that Luigi makes his way back over, and here are your Marlows. And he sets them both in front of you.
I'm gonna pick.
Timman's
Go ahead.
Timman's clearly trying to like get up the gullet, and a friend of mine recommended a jade tsunami. If you could, please.
Ooh.
Ah, of course. In fact, leave your drinks there. Follow me.
Whoa.
I'm Marlowe.
I'll get you another, I promise.
What, Luigi?
Let's
Timman's
follow
like-
this
Right,
guy.
I
This
will.
Timman's
I'll
like
follow.
going through the motions. He knows what's going on, but he like still has his like brim low. And he's like, all right, go.
You see him sort of cast something at the table. All of your glasses disappear, and he turns and floats off to a back room. In the back room, are you following, I should say?
Yes.
Okay. As you step through this heavy wooden door, the back room has a very different vibe. You can still hear the raucous cheering and all the energy from the other room through the wall, sort of muffled from a distance, sort of like the bar next door sort of sound. And he takes you down a hallway that is lined with similar doors. You can see one is open, and it seems to be there's a little lounge in there. One of them, you see a very large tiefling standing at the door, and it is actually the same tiefling you saw earlier guarding or doing the inspections. He's standing at the door in his dark uniform, just sort of looking imperious and guarding the door. Luigi takes you past that and down to one of the end rooms. He
As we're
opens the
making our way down there, Timman will sort of pace up with Valen, kind of give him a nudge in the kneecap. So where'd you disappear to?
Wait a minute, guys. Czar, give me a second here. Can you feel that? Can you feel that energy between us three? I feel like there's something growing here, like something new. You guys don't feel that?
It's my sweet new mustache.
Did he make me stop off at the hookah lounge?
I don't know. I thought I felt some energy. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just happy to see you guys again, but I thought I was feeling something here.
All right, I see where we stand. Valen, let's table this for now.
Energy's not going anywhere, buddy.
I get that feeling. Hopefully, you'll come down and off of here shortly.
But you had something to say, Tin Man? Oh, you were asking
No.
him where he had been.
No, he had asked where he had been, and immediately Valen went into this thing about there's energy between us, and Tin Man's like, never mind.
I painted the picture perfectly.
If I may add something, there does seem to be a gravitation about the three of you.
That's
Like you've been through some stuff.
That's
Please don't
what I'm
encourage him.
saying, Luigi.
Sorry,
This guy
sorry.
can feel the energy too. It's flowing in this hallway between us three here. It's exciting. I haven't felt this way in a while.
Well, maybe you'll find a
I woke
fourth.
up on the right side of the bed today.
Hey,
Um,
I've had
Does he have
Luigi-
hold on his lips?
for once in a long time, Czar, I've had clarity, which can say it's a lot more than I can say for whatever's going on in your world over there. I've seen the Wandered posters everywhere, so we gotta figure
Those
out.
aren't me.
Well,
Okay.
we gotta.
Those aren't me. We covered it a long time ago. My name is Bar.
Named so such for his beautiful handlebar mustache.
He gets
How?
respect the stash.
Anyway,
And
before you encourage each other into more talking about really risky business, why don't we step in here? He
Thank you,
opens the
sweetie.
door, and you see the room is cast in sort of a purplish glow. There's a couple of sphere lanterns on the wall, and there's a circular table with a long couch going along the back side, and then a few steps? No. Chairs along the other side of the table. I don't sitting across from you on the couch is Alex.
You see a plasmoid, much like Fred, but
Of unusual color.
I was
Yes,
about to say,
very.
It's of unusual color.
he does. So most of the other plasmoids you see have a kind of clear or translucent coloring to them. When you look at this plasmoid, he is a deep bluish color, and marbled throughout it, you can see stardust. And the center, actually, you wouldn't be able to see that as sitting there, but in the center of his mass, you see a glowing ring of a black hole.
Whoa.
Now that you don't see every day.
The funny
I-
thing is, I'd almost call him familiar.
Guys, I don't want to sound too crazy here,
Almost.
but I want to check this guy's energy levels here, see if they're vibing with us.
Czar
What is with you
Czar
and
at this
energy
point
levels?
has in fact met Nico before, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Something
Uh,
about him's familiar. I can't put my finger on it.
It's
See,
Do
would
when
you like to make a history check?
I think I will.
Carry on, Alex.
do I clock them walk in to the
It
room?
would,
Actually,
it would be
no.
impossible. Go ahead.
I was gonna say no. Actually, I probably wouldn't be paying attention, to be honest with you. Being there and knowing what Canadex told me to do, I'm going to be sitting at the bar, talking to the bartender in a.
We're in a lounge.
You're in a
Oh, we're in
lounge.
the lounge. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So got it.
So you'd already
and-
have your drink with you.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I just kind of keep looking around, and then when they walk in, be like, "Czar,
Nico?
did you order the Jade Tsunami too?"
One of us did, yeah.
Ah, most
What are you
fortuitous.
doing here?
Well, let's just say, a light-colored minotaur who had told me to be here on this day at this time and to order a Jade Tsunami. And wait for somebody else who ordered the same.
Funny, we were also sent here at this date and time and told to order a Jade Tsunami.
What does this Minotaur have to do with Mert? Just looking over at Valen. You are you vibing with these energy levels?
I'm gonna give him like a once look over and like
What's
put my arm on his shoulder and do a insight check.
Don't you have like
did
something in your
Is-
glasses that can scout that out?
is he touching me?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Uh-oh. All right, so I'm gonna make an insight check just to do a little quick vibe check of an 9.
Alex, how does this play out?
Oh.
Well, I don't know because I want to. I guess does he fail the check?
Wait, can I do an investigation check instead?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
So
What are you trying to investigate?
Just his vibe,
vibes.
his energy, how it feels.
You're trying to
Pretty
Sherlock
sure
Holmes him for a vibe.
Yeah, it's a
Pretty sure
vibe
that's what insight does,
investigation.
but-
Everyone does vibe investigations, and that's an 18. Okay, that's more of what I'd expect of a Valen to do on a vibe check,
Oh my
So-
lord.
So for the insight, you sort of look him over, and you realize, well, he's a plasmoid. It's really difficult to get a vibe from something that doesn't have facial expressions.
It's true.
So then you think, I'll touch him. I'll lay hands. I'll lay hands on someone I don't know.
So,
And so you reach forward, and he seems to be figuring you out, Nico. He seems to be weirdly successful in touching and sort of understanding you.
Okay. I just look at his hand and go, interesting. It usually happens a little different. But he kind of scratches his head and he like mumbling to himself and he goes, does that count as someone trying to stab you? He goes, And I'm just gonna smack him in the face with the pseudopod because it just imagining, what? It's like, Bladar did tell me that if someone tries to stab you, stab them back.
and there's just like slime all over my face. Vibe check, not vibing. I'm gonna take.
I think you insulted him.
Well, the vibe
Yo,
check
Nico, that's
is
probably the funniest thing
important.
I've seen all day.
is important, and I'm gonna throw the
Hey,
goop down.
Czar, what?
That's Valen.
Not-
He travels with us.
All right. Nice mustache.
Thanks.
The signs, dude.
Hence the mustache.
Brilliant. I love it. It totally
Right?
works. I mean, who would just the Dread Captain Czars doesn't have a mustache.
Right?
Those-
Drinks don't have mustaches. Not
If-
this one though.
It fooled me when I
See,
got
Captain-
here, and I'm tough to fool.
Captain, you want to introduce us to your friend here?
Huh? Oh, this is Nico. This is
Hi,
Nico.
I'm-
We used to hang out back at the Crate and Tackle. Before I
hi,
was
I'm,
excommunicated.
I'm Nico. We've drank at the same establishment. Bladar used to be in your crew, wasn't she?
Mine? No.
Yeah.
I was affiliated with Bladar, but we never ran in the same crew. Fortunately for her.
Gotcha.
Nico,
Gotcha, now we-
what did you do before that? I swear, you're a rather unusual specimen, but I swear we've met somewhere before.
Well, as far as I know, so there was a whole adventure with Bladar, the Minotaur. Then, say we go back a little bit further than that. There was, oh, that's right. I was on a desk. I remember being on a desk, and then, yeah, I'm not quite sure. It's there's been a lot of stuff. There was a desk. There were some explosions, and then there was just me.
Tin Man, I'd like you to make one more history check at advantage.
Gladly. With advantage. That's a 16.
That's putting together where you saw Nico's general aesthetic, and then it being on a desk. That's what flicks that switch. That's what triggers that memory for you. Nico, or something that looked like him, was a pet project of Orvis, the man you used to go see or be sent to for repairs when you were working for Cataphract.
And
Now,
stop and think a moment.
On that note, do I recognize Tin Man?
Orvis had quite a few coming through. I'll let you take a history check of your own, but it will be a
Disadvantage.
Correct.
Sure.
And that was also during a part of your life where your memory wasn't the strongest.
19.
What a
Even with a
to the 19th.
disadvantage.
Let's go.
That's impressive.
If there's one thing that Orvis instilled in you that was very good, like one thing he taught you very well, it's pattern recognition. And
Apparently.
Tin Man is an autognome that doesn't quite look like many others, despite him allegedly coming from an assembly line. So he does stand out, and you do recognize him, though not by name.
When Tin Man starts kind of like gives you me that look, like, wait, kind of clicks in Nico's head, and I'll say he kind of gets that equations around your head kind of leading. It's like it's like kind of like, yeah, it's like are you the autognome that Orvis used to see? You were a little different.
Orvis had a pet project. He was working on some kind of a pet ooze that looked a lot like you. I admit I didn't think much past it, other than it just being some kind of a slime or an ooze. You are a fully grown thing, ain't you? You got big, boy.
I did. I don't know how, but I did. I'm here, and well, let's you know.
At what point did you get separated from Orvis? I heard he done kicked it here a couple years ago.
Mark, how much of that do I remember?
But specifically, what had happened, you recall sort of coming to after it happened. You were partially aware during the event, so you would have a muddy recollection of it.
So there was an attack. I don't know that. I don't know the circumstances behind it, but he was running, and we were attacked, and next thing I know, there was a huge explosion. Then everything got stuck together, and this thing appeared in my chest.
Zara, you specifically hear Tin Man kind of whisper himself, quoting what the proprietor of the Rock Rat had said. No coincidences.
Really funny because I was gonna make a coincidence joke when we ran into Nico, but then I decided against it.
Valen, what was this about energy you were talking about?
Oh, energy. That's a
Now-
state that powers all devices.
Now Mr. Energy wants to ask me about energy. I was just saying, since we went our different ways, when I returned, I've noticed an enhanced energy. And I can't quite put my finger on it. Just, I can feel it. And I know that doesn't make sense, and it's probably hard to compute the ones and zeros about gut feeling. But I can tell you there's a new energy.
Well, I don't know all about that, but I know that last conversation me and Skarrock had, I was admitting that I never really had much on way of fate or destiny, but I got to admit, things are coming together awfully
Suspiciously?
awfully peculiarly, yeah. Let's take a seat, gentlemen. I think we have some catching up to do.
I could
I think-
pop a squat here for sure.
And I think that is where we'll call
Okay,
it.
hey, hang on. So when they do that, we're gonna sit down and have a drink. Nico's gonna say, "Oh, enjoy your drink," and I'm just gonna stay sitting exactly where I am. I wasn't invited.
After a couple
Nico.
of minutes,
Nico, come here.
But isn't
Oh,
it just one big table?
he's already at the table. He's sitting on the opposite side of it.
Yeah.
So you're all at the table.
Okay,
He's
never
just
mind.
like off on the far side of it.
After a few minutes, you hear a knock on the door, and then it slowly opens. Drinks are here. And Luigi walks in, and he drops four of these Titanic mugs with this iridescent green alcohol in the center. Enjoy your Jade Tsunamis. A toast, maybe, to new acquaintances.
And I'll hold it
Toast to
up.
new and old.
old friends.
Two old friends, wherever Skrok is.
I don't know why I'm part of this. And I think that's where we'll call it for the night.
Oh yeah! Great episode, guys. That was awesome.
I like to think the credit scene is Czar absolutely slamming this game.
Hey,
Everybody
guys.
else decides not to have theirs, and Czar just drinks all four.
Hey guys, everyone tuning in, staying up late with us. Thank you for tuning in. We can't do it without you. Give our new partner some support at Eldritch Foundry. Go to their website, get their Eldritch Unlimited account, make all the minis, use our coupon code DDC Live. And Mark, take us away, buddy.
All right. Well, everybody, don't forget to wash your dice. And in a couple of weeks, we'll see you in the stars.
Don't forget to appreciate Czar's new mustache.